As always, not really as I don't want to take them for granted, but I want to thank our student body and our fans for being there and showing up and hanging out, even though we got a little drizzly, so we appreciate that. Also, we had a lot of respect for Rutgers. They came in, they were 5-1. Really could have been 6-0 other than a slant pass a Penn State receiver caught against them. So pleased with the get out that we got out of the locker room fast, 14-zip, and that's a good sign. That's several games right in a row. So I'll answer any questions for you.
Front row right, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, I think a lot of us were wondering, why was JT still in there in the fourth quarter if you guys were up 56 to whatever it was? What was kind of the thinking there? And you guys did take a little bit of a beating today, injury-wise, it looked like. Yeah,
the one that really hurt was the Jacoby Bourne, right? We have no one. Joe Hale hurt his back, and so we're down to, we put Gatsky, a young man who's a great kid, in it. Was a walk-on. We're just having a real depth. Brady Taylor hurt his shoulder. Marcellus wasn't allowed to play today, and so we're just right now we got a little depth issue. JT Barrett, that's a conversation I had with Tom, and I can't remember the conversation other than once again he's still a freshman trying to get as many game reps as he can.
Far left, Austin.
Urban, Jalen touched it a few times. Nick Vanette had the touchdowns. It seems like every week you're adding to this offense and still growing. Does that feel that way to you as well? Like you're adding more pieces even with the players?
Yep, it sure does. Sometimes you like in Evan Spencer, we had a couple of plays designed because we have to get him. He's probably practicing our best as a wide receiver. But the one thing about our style of offense, and really everyone's style of offense nowadays, in the spread sets, you don't say throw the ball to him, because if they take him away, something else is open. That's where JT is so good at whatever the defense gives you, giving the ball. So we have a lot of pieces right now that deserve maybe a few more, but you can't really control that in the way we do our business.
Front row middle, Todd.
Urban, you came in to this week saying you wanted to improve on the red zone offense. Your 6 trips there, 5 touchdowns, another game where you've had over 500 yards of offense, more than 50 points. Is there anything that you feel like you guys can't do offensively
I'd still grade us down offensively. When your quarterback has to scramble on a 4th down in the red zone, that's a good play by an individual. So we had we were trying to get Evan isolated on the Mike linebacker, and we did, and we didn't score. So we got a little chat about that tomorrow and get better at that. So I still consider our red zone offense not as good as it should be. So that gives us something to really work on tomorrow.
Far left, Doug.
Urban, you guys have scored more than 50 points in 4 straight games. Now you've coached a lot of good teams, but what do you need to do when you're playing like this now to make sure you keep playing at a high level in the second half of the season? How do you keep a team rolling?
Well, I don't feel for 1 minute, because I'm grinding the coaches pretty hard and on headsets, and when we don't, the good thing is I just don't feel like there's a complacent attitude. Complacency is awful in this business and with the players, and I don't, because when you watch a film, we could actually play a lot better in certain situations. Our defense, you credit that, you can take the first half, and that's a credit to our defense now. They took a team that threw for 400-plus yards against our rivals and really played well, creating turnovers once again, and getting the ball to the offense rather quickly. So I think there's a lot of things to work on offensively. The second half, I was not pleased with our deep. We gave up some runs, and you just, when a two gets in the game, there can't be that big of a drop off. And right now, we all saw what happened. There's a significant drop off when our twos got in there.
Far right, Clay.
Yeah, Coach, does this defense now deserve to be called silver bullets? Is this a defense you're proud of? And is this in any way kind of a statement nationally, or do we know how good Rutgers is? And Barrett seems to be moving up, as do you.
Yeah, I think this, to come out like we did on a national televised game. Next week we all know what's coming down the barrel, and that's a primetime game in a stadium with 110,000 people, and that's going to be a great evaluator. This was a home game against a team that we had a lot of respect for, that really earned. We considered, our whole talk all week was they're a 6-0 team, and that's the way you approached it. And so there was a lot of, and I think you can tell the way our guys came out that there was a lot of respect for that team, and it was earned respect by what they did a couple weeks ago when they beat our rivals. So I don't know if I answered your question. Well, I think we are. I think we are, and I'm sure you're asking me to So someone will blog it out and say, here's Coach Meyer ranting and raving again. I'm not. I think we're I don't really watch the other teams, but I think we're playing at a pretty high level right now.
Far left, Bill.
Was there one thing before the game that you really wanted to see, and did you see it?
Yeah, get out fast and play good pass defense against a team that was on fire throwing the ball, and most improved quarterback, I think, in the country a year ago, because we went back and watched some film last year, and that was a much improved offense. So we had to see jump start or quick start, started off by kicking game, and then opportunity to play some good pass defense.
And final question, Bo?
Urban, you said you prepared this team as they were playing a 6-0 team, and this was pretty comprehensive from you guys. I think it was 56-10 halfway through the third, and you get the guys all fired up for that. What's the message post-game when you guys put it on a team like you did? Is this one where the guys can pat each other on the back and say, job well done, any of that?
No, I don't feel that yet. I mean, there'll be a time for that, and it's usually in January. It's not now. It's a time that to, first of all, develop depth. We can go on and on about the mistakes that were made today, and so they enjoy the win tonight. Go see your families, do what you got to do, and then come back ready to go. The good thing is this is a really good team to coach right now. They're as hungry as our coaching staff, and that's well, he's walking around, so we're just saying our prayers tonight for him, and he is I mean, every pink game he said. I didn't realize that. He's hurt his knee. He's a wonderful kid, so prayers with him. Thanks.